Hey everyone, welcome. In this video we will learn a difference between final variable and the immutability of object. Okay, so this is a simple glass crypto code print and we have a main method. So it is an entry point to our program. So we will write a final string builder type variable as p. We will assign it a new object via calling constructor of string parameterized. As you uh, guys can see we are calling a constructor here and we are passing a string variable crypto. Now we will type s out and control space, and we will print a variable as p. So variable is sp is a variable and we are assigning a object of string builder. Now let's print and we will run the code and we will see what is the output. So you guys can see here the output is crypto. Now this is a final variable, but what we are doing, we are changing a value. sp dot append means it is like a concatenation. We are adding new value to this string. Now we will type here code. We'll give space before the code. Now let's print. We will do s out, control space, hit enter, and now we will print sp again. We will run the code. Okay, so you guys can see earlier for this line it printed crypto, and from next print it is printing crypto code. So this is a final variable, but we are changing the value of the object and we are printing. That means we are able to change a value of object in a final variable. So why it is happening? What is final? What is the meaning of final variable, and what is immutability of object? So by this way, by declaring sp as a final, we are not able to achieve we want to achieve if once we assign if once we assign an object to this variable, we are not allowed to change the value, but it is able to change. That means final variable, final keyword is not letting us do that. Now let's see what is happening in the memory. We will see in the diagram. Yeah, so this is uh, we will create a heap memory. So this is a heap memory. Okay, and here we will write a stack. We will write a stack memory. Okay, so when JVM execute this class, and this is the main method, when it will execute a main method, first it will write first it will allocate a main method here. This is a main method, and in this method we are declaring a string builder sp object, and here we are declaring sb object. So first JVM will create a sp object, and it will create a memory space of this, and it will assign the reference address of this object. Okay, so with this constructor, JVM create this object and it will assign a SP, a reference variable in the main method. So this is a main method stack and it will assign a SP object. Okay, in this line it will print here crypto. Here you guys can see here it is printing crypto. Okay, now here in this line we are changing sb dot append. That means we are calling a one more method append. Here also we are calling method in the out object, but I have not wrote the stack trace, but for this method we will write a stack. Okay, now in this variable we are calling one more method called append. So here we are calling one more method of append. Okay, my writing is not that much good here also. Yeah, and we are assigning a value. We are appending a value. So this method, what it will do, it will add a value to this object. The value will become, earlier it was crypto, but this time it will become crypto space capital C code. Okay, so we have changed the value to the crypto code. Now we are printing the value and it is able to print. Now when we do sysout system.out.println, it will print a sp, a crypto code. That means the value has changed, but object is not immutable. That means sp is a variable of type final. Okay, so sp is a final variable and we and the object is not mutable. Yeah, so it is possible variable can be final, but it is not necessary that the object which we are assigning to that variable it will become immutable. Does immutable mean? Immutable mean once the object is created here and we suppose we are once the object is created and we are assigning a value, suppose ABC, then nobody should be able to change the value. Now suppose, okay, nobody will be able to change the value. Now this is an object, suppose type string. Okay, let's see in the code also. Suppose we are declaring string s and we are creating an object. We can do here this also, and we will assign a ABC. Yeah, so and we are printing s out s. Now if you run the code, let's see what the output is coming. Output is coming as ABC. Now suppose if we are changing the value of s, suppose we are saying new string ABC and xyz. So here you guys can see this is coming up black and this is becoming like this. So IntelliJ is quite intelligent. It is saying that if there is a variable called as type string and we are reassigning a new value, the old one will become unnecessary because we are changing the value. That means it means that once the string object is created, we cannot change the value of that string object, because string class provide a immutable object always. String objects are always immutable. So what it is saying here, if you right click on here, you see it is saying replace argument, yes, and here it is saying remove redundant. That okay, so variable can be final, but it is not necessary that object will be immutable. Immutable means we cannot change after creating the object. We cannot change the value inside that object after creating it. So variables can be final, but immutable means once the object is created in the memory, we cannot update. There is no way we can update. So here we are updating a value to abc and xyz. That means a new object will be created and the value will be abc and xyz, but this object will only the but this object will not change, only the reference to this object will be this. Earlier it was referring to this, now it is referring to this. So final final is a variable, but the object cannot be immutable. Final is different and immutability is different. Final is a variable and immutability is related to the object. Final is a variable, is a reference which stored the reference code of the memory block. Immutability is related to the objects, and final is related to a variable, a reference holder variable. That means if we declaring any object as a final, it does not mean that we cannot change the value. And immutability means once the object is created, if we cannot change the value, it's called the immutability of object. Final is a variable and immutability is related to object. That means once the variable is created and it is a final, that means we cannot change the value again. Suppose if this sb is created as a final and we are assigning a one object memory block reference, we cannot change it. We cannot change that memory block, but we can change the value of the object, because it does not ensure that it will be a immutable. The object will be a immutable. And what objects are immutable in Java? By default, the string objects are immutable in Java, and all the wrapper classes which created on the basis of primitive data types, all the wrapper classes are also immutable. If you guys have any doubt, please comment and let me know, or you can message me on Instagram, crypto code print. You can find a link in the description and in screen also. Thank you.